Hey everyone, this is my first cooking video. You may not know I really love to cook, and I pretty much cook every single day. I cook some similar things that my family like regularly, and then I'll also try and cook new stuff always, just to try new things and have fun and be creative. But for my first cooking video, I am just gonna be cooking something very classic, and most may call this the basic bitch meal, but it just tastes so motherfucking good that you won't even be mad that it's fettuccine Alfredo. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be making chicken and shrimp fettuccine Alfredo tonight for dinner, and hopefully my boyfriend will be home in time to enjoy it with me. So yeah, this is one of his favorite meals that I cook, and I know it is, like I said, a basic ass meal. I know everyone, if you've ever cooked anything in your life, I promise you, you've whipped up some form of fettuccine Alfredo. If you haven't, then I don't really know what to tell you, but there will be no pre-made sauces around here. Everything is from scratch besides the loaf of French bread that I have in my pantry. I did not make from scratch, and I also did not make the pasta from scratch, which I think would be super fun to do the next time I make a pasta dish. Maybe I can make homemade pasta from scratch. So yeah, that is what we're doing tonight. I have a clean kitchen to work with. Go ahead and get all of the ingredients out so I can show you guys everything that goes into it. Stay tuned and keep on watching if you want to see how to make my fettuccine Alfredo. I do use a little bit of this to marinate my chicken. The fettuccine, the garlic creamy fettuccine sauce. Fresh ingredients. Let's see. I will need some Italian parsley. Some asparagus is my favorite to eat alongside the Alfredo. This is not a dish that you want to know the calories on. You just eat it and you enjoy it and you cherish the flavors. French bread, homemade fettuccine pasta, bread, whipping cream, marinade for the chicken. Don't knock it till you try it. Butter, shrimp, boneless, skinless, thin sliced chicken breast, asparagus, fresh Italian parsley, obviously salt and pepper, and then I essentially, as far as the Alfredo sauce goes, I do just use salt and pepper to season that, and then of course the fresh parsley. But for the chicken and the shrimp, I will grab some red cayenne pepper. I will grab some garlic powder. I will grab, of course, I will grab my fresh garlic cloves and my onion powder. So, I forgot one very crucial ingredient. Parmesan cheese. And I also grabbed some mozzarella for the garlic bread. Alright. There you have it. And I promise you it is super easy. So let's get started. Let me close the cabinet. I'm gonna set the camera up on a tripod so I can be hands-free and kind of just like hopefully do one of these. So yeah, let me go ahead and set that up and then we'll start to get to the good part. Okay, we're starting off with the raw chicken breast, and I like to put it in another container so I can rinse it off really quick, throw away the plastic and make sure I keep my area nice and clean when I work with meats. I'm going to start off putting my salt and pepper, my onion powder, my garlic powder, and red cayenne pepper. Flip them over so that I can do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to drench the chicken in that Newman's Own family recipe Italian dressing. Set that aside for the pan. I'm gonna take my shrimp, fresh shrimp. They were already deveined, so all I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the tails off and remove the shell. And go ahead and do that to all pieces of the shrimp. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to be running through the same seasoning pretty much that I put on the chicken breasts, mix that around, and I will also set the shrimp aside for the pan. Then I'll move on to the fresh garlic. I'll go ahead and break down an entire globe of garlic. I believe I used all but 2 cloves of garlic, so almost an entire globe of garlic. And mince it up as fine as you want to get it. Obviously, you don't want any huge chunks of garlic in there. I then took the fresh Italian parsley and chopped that up as well into fine pieces for the end part of our Alfredo sauce. Now to the asparagus, go ahead and wash that. I do like to dry off the asparagus in paper towel. I just got my butter prepared for the sauce. Now taking the chicken, I'm ready to start cooking finally. I'm letting the pan heat up, as you can see, and I go ahead and just set the chicken in the pan. I normally let chicken cook about 4 minutes or so on each side. I do like a little bit of a char, obviously like a browning on the chicken. It adds a lot more flavor. Go ahead and flip those, and I wanted to show you the boiling water for our pasta. I do add quite a lot of salt to season the water for the pasta. I found that does just add more flavor to the pasta itself. And cooking the other 2 chicken breasts, same thing, 4 minutes on each side. Adding the pasta into the boiling water. I don't break the pasta in half. I just don't really think that's necessary. It'll get soft enough to submerge everything in the boiling water. Yay, the chicken's done. I turn off the heat, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe out the pan so that I can throw in the seasoned shrimp. And I will also now start my Alfredo sauce. Stirring those noodles, making sure they don't stick together. I'm gonna now melt the butter in the saucepan and go ahead and let that get all melted and warmed up. Start cooking the shrimp, and shrimp is one of those things that doesn't take long to cook at all, maybe a few minutes if that. It's definitely easy to overcook shrimp just because they do cook pretty fast. And I've now added all that fresh minced garlic into the butter. I'm gonna flip the shrimp, cook them on both sides, and by this point the house smells amazing. You can smell the garlic and the butter and the shrimp. Everything's getting so fragrant. So you essentially want to heat up the minced garlic in the butter, kind of sauteing that garlic in there. It just brings out all of that extra flavor. Okay, now we can focus solely on our Alfredo sauce. I'm gonna let that butter and minced garlic brown up and again just get really flavorful. It's okay to just let it sit and cook there. I then add 2 cups of that heavy cream. I add 1 cup at a time, and I just stir as I add. I have it on medium-low heat, and then when I add the cream, I do kick up the heat just slightly to warm it up. You do want to continuously mix this sauce, especially when if it's not on the simmer low setting, because the milk, the heavy cream can tend to boil quickly, and you don't want to burn that Alfredo sauce. I am now going to coat our asparagus in some olive oil. I do grab the olive oil that is the roast temperature olive oil, because olive oil does have a lower burning temperature, just FYI, and it does taste really, really good. Back to the Alfredo sauce, I went ahead and added, I use that entire bag of Parmesan cheese. I just add half at a time, and gradually mix and combine to melt the cheese within that heavy cream. And I'm just mixing it up so that everything kind of smooths out and I can create the smoothest consistency as possible. I went ahead and added just a little bit of mozzarella cheese too, because I do love it a little extra cheesy and a little more thick. Now to the salt and pepper, I just add a dash of salt just because the butter is salted already, and then probably a half teaspoon of pepper, and then a 1/4 cup, I would say, of that fresh parsley. Okay, that sauce is looking good. Now to the fresh garlic bread. I went ahead and just microwaved the butter and some garlic powder in a bowl and just spooned some of that over the slices of garlic bread. And then I will grab some of my mozzarella cheese and just sprinkle that on top of each slice and pop that in the oven. So after we get that in the oven, I now am going to slice up that grilled chicken into thin pieces. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to plate. So I'm going to just put everything on the plate: the pasta, the chicken, the sauce, the asparagus, and the cheesy garlic bread. All right, there you have it. Shrimp and chicken Fettuccini Alfredo with some roasted asparagus and cheesy French bread. I'm gonna do a taste. Okay. It was so garlicky. The shrimp is a little bit spicy. It's cooked perfect. Thank you for watching my video. Please comment if you make this recipe. Tell me if you like it, and please also tell me if you would like to see more cooking videos.